Hello, hello. It's
Hi.
Friday.
Yay, Friday. What's that pun? Friday.
She just put it. Carla put it.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Carla is thinking. Yes. Hi.
Hello, Kathy.
Hi,
Carla.
Kathy. Hi,
Sally.
Sally. Ooh, very windy. Yeah, we've had some bad wind here a few days ago. We always have to, put everything away.
Oh,
Aloha.
hi.
Aloha. Hi, Karen. You made it.
Hello,
So glad you
hello.
guys could join us today. We are here. We're
I'm
going to decorate. Well,
Victoria.
I'm in the hot seat actually today. Yes, it's unplanned. It's totally unplanned.
Yeah, our
Oh,
outfits. Yeah, we
mother.
don't text each other. What are you wearing today?
No, no, no. Should we? I don't know.
Maybe if we knew each other in high school, but not now.
No, no, it was unplanned. So today I'm actually going to decorate. I prepared a few things for you, but before we get started, I just wanted to tell you guys that Marlene has in her Global Belly store all these wonderful kits, and I think they're still running a sale, right?
They're running a sale. The one that is interesting is the candy corn one, combination one. That one is basically a beginner kit. You get like 8 or something colors and all like the beginner stuff. So it looks like Christmas and Halloween, but it's good for any occasion.
And also, guys, those of you who are members of our Patreon, we have a mini class coming up April 29th, which is 21 days away, right? So if you are in the Patreon group, check out the latest posts, and you get if there is a template, and there will be a prep video soon, right?
Yes, I'm editing it.
Okay. And I also released. I've got several emails about this template for the lily, so I finally put it up in my coffee shop, and I also put up. This is a PDF file. It's 2 pages actually, and it includes some of my favorite tools that I use. And I'll show you a tool that I recently discovered. I've had it, but I don't know who came up with it to use it for piping bag to hold the piping bags. If you know who, I don't know. I just saw it somewhere online. So I'll show you in a minute. And then I also have this template up, and I will be showing you today how to make these daffodils, which are really, really spring-like. And the same template can be used for the Christmas poinsettia. And I will have a tutorial for that later on in a year. Later on in a year. Is that right? Did I say it right? So, okay. Ooh,
As
I'm
Christmas
already all talked out.
all talked out.
Yes. So I'm gonna show you my this little gadget. What is this gadget tool? Whatever. Um, so this is a silicone spoon holder. Okay, and somebody came up with an idea to use it to hold piping bags, which I thought it's brilliant, especially if you use a lot of flat icing. So I tested it and it works. The only thing is, like, if your bag, like I really filled up this bag, really, really, it's almost full. So it's not going to, see, it's not as long, but it still works. Instead of having it on a plate and then let's say your piping bag sitting in the pool of icing, I think this kind of solves that situation. So this also is included in the Well, you were yes, I did. But I'm never quiet though, right? I mean, you wouldn't say I'm a quiet person when we are live. Um, so I have this in a supply list in a coffee shop. So there are three. If you are following me in the coffee shop, there are three posts for today, so you guys can check it out. All right. So now we are going to do the cookies. So I have actually three things prepared for today. Freezing in Kansas. Ooh, sorry to hear about snow. I hope you are feeling okay, Kim. Hello. So these are my soft sugar cookies, and I think I have mentioned this before. They don't bake completely flat. They have rounded edge, so I usually decorate them on the back. So that kind of resolves that. And normally I would use buttercream, but you can also use royal icing. So I'm gonna start with royal. And we're just gonna do very simple wet on wet today on these. And then I have another carrot that I prepared for you, which is kind of a pop art style. So I'm using, this is 15 seconds. And if you have any questions, do you have any questions, or what questions do you have? Let us know in the comments. By the way, I loved last live. Did you guys love last live? All the airbrush stuff, it was fantastic. I think it was. Anyway, I learned something.
Thanks, Han.
Okay, so I'm using my fixed scribe here. I want to distribute the icing quickly because we're going to be doing some wet on wet. I don't want my icings to start crusting. So faster you can get this flooded, better for you, or less at the risk of crusting.
Thanks, Elena.
Okay, so I'm gonna do polka dots. So I like, can you see well?
Mm-hmm.
Using this, is this better with white? Oops.
I don't know. The other one, like it's reflecting. Now the camera's adjusting. Now that's good.
Yeah, I
Took a
guess
second for the camera to.
yeah, I think it was giving it was, yeah, it's weird. So I'm gonna do polka dots. I'm starting in the center here. Oh, and I can tell my icing is on a thicker side here. And I'm going to stagger these.
I hope they figure it out, Kim, in a hurry. Thanks, Kathy. Hi, Julie. I like this very simple design. Polka dots. I love polka dots, period, but I think this is really cute on this cookie. Kind of makes it a little bit, breaks up all the orange.
So here I went a little off here, so I'm just gonna move it. I'm going to set this aside. I'm gonna let that rest, and then I'll show you how to do these leaves. Isn't this cool? So we just have to let this kind of crust for a little bit. Now I'm going to use a template that I already have. I believe this is already in my coffee shop. So this is a Plaid template that I've used, I think, for Father's Day. So if you want to get it, it's there for you, and it's under Father's Day. I'm just going to place it like, you want to kind of figure out where I'm using it to kind of guide me where to start piping the lines. And then once you get one line in, you just want to make them parallel, right?
It just helps you, you know, keep your lines straight and have everything at a 45-degree angle so that your lines cross well and everything.
I mean, I don't need it at this point, but right now when I'm flooding, but once I start adding the lines, it's helpful. And also to have it even gaps between the lines, it's very helpful.
Hi, Mary Jean.
So any plans for the weekend, guys? It finally warmed up here, so I'm so thrilled. This morning was such a beautiful morning. It was still crisp, but like sunny. I'm just happy.
We're still in the rainy gray phase.
Well, I told you we've had heavy rain for 4 weeks, like constant rain. And even like we are in the mountains, right? And we sit on a rock, and the rock still now, several days later, it's still releasing water. So now, ideally, you don't want to use a big bag like this. I really put a lot of icing in here to be able to control the icing, like control the bag. It's easier to have smaller bags.
Thanks, Joe. It was warm yesterday for you, Mary Jean, and now it's like winter, back to winter. Who knows? Mother Nature is all over the place. Oh, Fabiola's got a heat wave in California. June has some sun.
When you're doing the wet on wet like this, you see my opening on the piping bag is rather small, but when you're doing wet on wet, it falls in and it immediately spreads. What am I doing? Am I okay? I lost.
Is it for you, Lynn, or is it for one of your children you're going to visit colleges? That can be exciting.
Where are you headed?
What college? Yeah.
So now I'm going to turn it because I'm like always. I think for me.
But they're nice. Like it's nice like that too. Just a stripe.
Oh
right?
yeah, the stripes. Yes.
Her baby's going to be a freshman next year.
Freshman. That's exciting.
Little one. Kim says it's supposed to warm up next week. I was watching yesterday on the weather thing. They were showing video of a house that barely made it out. Like the fire was burning. It was in Tennessee. Saraville? Saraville? What's? I think is that where you were?
Oh, yeah. Like along Sevierville or
something like that. Anyway, they had like camera set up, and you could see the fire. It was like just right there, but somehow the house managed to not start burning with a spark. Sometimes it's all it takes, right?
Well, I think they had like bad fires there a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Now,
I'm not even talking about
this one, it's going to be just one of the three designs, and then I'll move on the big carrot, and then I'll show you. You have to wait till the end to see how the daffodils are made.
So Jeanette's saying she's had 2 days of rain, 3 inches of snow. It's a nice little mélange combo. But they say, what is it? April showers bring May flowers?
Yes, well, all the rain we've had for a whole month. I mean, everything is just beaming. Like it's beautiful and green, and as much as I hated the rain, and so many cyclists everywhere. Everybody's on a bike here.
Oh yeah, in the mountains.
Yes. I love the bikes with the baskets.
Spring must be long to arrive in Alaska, Alana. It must be what is it? May? Must be long. You're saying it's warming up already now.
So this one. It's the feathering. It's I think the most popular of the wet on wet designs. Oops, I was supposed to start in the middle. I like to start in the middle to evenly kind of distribute the lines. But
Nicole is around the Smoky Mountains. You love the Smoky Mountains.
Yes, Smoky Mountains, our favorite place. Oh, let's do white also. Why not? Should I add white? I don't know. Let's do it. So now I'm going to switch, and I'm using my fine scribe tool. It just works better for this. I'm starting in the middle here. You see I'm dragging it through. And I like to actually use a little bit of paper towel and just wipe it quickly.
Between drags. So Jeremy, you're going to keep that tree you're taking down to make stuff out of the wood? Wood is so expensive.
Everything is expensive, no? These days. Oops. Basically, this is a chevron zigzag.
Mary Jean is requesting you do a bike with a basket, Cookie.
Oh, I already did. In my Paris gingerbread house, I think. Yeah, oh my goodness, that will be fun. So we've got 3 simple designs for you guys. I'm going to let these crust. So while these are crusting, we're going to work on the other um, carrot that I prepared. And then I'll show you how to do the leaves. So the second carrot, it's a bit larger. You can see in comparison, right?
That's the mommy carrot and that's the baby
Yeah,
carrot.
this is exactly. And this is, I think, by Foos, Foos Cutters. Is it Foos?
Yeah, I think that's the name. They're on
Foos
Amazon.
Cutters. Marley, when I showed her what I'm gonna be, I showed her this shape, right? And she's like, "Oh, it's like a piping bag." So if you are looking for a cutter for a piping bag, you can just look in your Easter collection, and maybe you have a cutter like this that would work um, for the piping bag. Do we have any questions?
Not seeing. They're just visiting.
Visiting, chit chatting, or oh, okay. So now I'm going to use this is believe it or not, this was dark gray yesterday, my black. So when it turned to black, so that's how important it is to let it rest. So you don't have to add as much food coloring if you have time. That's what I always do with my black. Can you see well, or is it
I
weird
can.
angle? You can? Okay.
I can.
Do you have anything planned for the weekend?
Not really, no.
No?
I swear to the pandemic has made me so boring. I'm the most boring person. I don't want to go anywhere, do anything. just just lock me up. I'm fine here with my cookie cutters. Has anybody else developed like the just lack of interest in the outside world?
Well, I understand it. I mean, it's not, I mean, I don't, like I spend most of the time also doing cookies. So now I am going to, so let's see, I have my colors here. So we're going to use, I'm going to start with this color. So this is dark orange.
Alana stays home. Debbie likes to stay home. Jennifer says she wants to stay home. Uh, Kathy too wants to be home. Pamela also.
Everybody wants to be home. Tomorrow, actually, I'm going to be painting. I didn't tell you. I'm going to be painting my. I'm hoping I can document it. I don't know if it's going to how it's going to turn out, but finally, my oven. It's in a kind of a what would I call it? A cabinet, handmade cabinet, with kind of made with like carpenter style type plywood, and so it's been like that for a year, and I decided to paint it, and then I'm going to make some clay decorations to put on it. I don't know. We'll see.
So Kathy
Something.
has a question. Our first question is asking, when you let the black there overnight, do you just leave it on the counter or you put in the fridge?
Oh, just on the counter, but make sure that it's obviously covered because realizing it's going to crust. So I leave it in a on a counter and oops. Even for several days if you have time. I mean, it really does help.
That's cool. And the two colored orange there. Kim can't go out because of her, her treatments and stuff. I guess it really ruins your immune system. It's dangerous if you catch something. Carol hasn't. She said she was a homebody before the pandemic. She didn't want to see people before. Oh yes, Karen's mentioning your bunch of carrots with your strawberry cutter.
Yes, that was a fun project. Yes.
Mary Jean's also a homebody. June likes to wear leggings, so she says she stays home to wear.
Well, the only time I dress up, like, it's when we do the lives. So it's pretty pathetic. I'm in my sweats.
I'm with your wife though, Jeremy. I mean, it is important to get the kids out. Your kids are young, You can't. That's like you have to expose them to the world to a degree.
So you see, this is all wet on wet.
Well, that's good, Peggy. Peggy made 150 cookies for a high school play, and she said that we helped.
Oh, really? Fantastic.
Sally, home plus cookies is heaven. Yeah, Marilyn.
Well, I don't feel so bad anymore now that I know that everybody's kind of like home. Yeah. So now I'm going to do the stem.
Pants are optional.
Well, so you wear dresses, huh?
Well, one of the funniest ads, I don't know who did the ad, but it was, when everybody was having like these Zoom visits and the wife, I guess, told the husband, we're meeting up with the Smiths. So he comes in his underwear, but they're actually at the house,
Okay.
I don't know what ad it was, but it was a commercial and he walks in his face because he only had a shirt on, but he was in his underwear.
So now I'm going to, now I have 2 greens. Obviously, you can just use 1 green. I just felt like 2 greens would be nicer. And I'm going to fill in. You could, if you decide to make these and make a lot of them, you could let the black crust, but I didn't because it was kind of like piping consistency. It wasn't too runny.
No, the black shouldn't bleed. If you don't overcolor it, it shouldn't bleed. Alana's loving it.
Thank you.
Oh, Jeremy, it's true. Yes, that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to make a cartoonish carrot.
Yes. Now, the whole idea was this section here, you could airbrush it with an airbrush. Because there are different stencils, and this particular stencil with graduating polka dots, did I say it right, in size? It is available. I have one, but I wanted to do it without the stencil.
Well, I think that, no, it doesn't look the same. It looks different, though. Like, yes, you're right, you could.
Yes, but I didn't do, it's kind of like quite hard when you're doing wet on wet to do the dots, so they are,
Yes.
Inside, they kind of go
See,
down in size. So
Nicole says dressing up now is putting on a bra.
Thanks for that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's a Firefly is Amy, right? That's her name?
Katie.
Katie or Amy?
Katie.
Katie. I got it mixed up. So she's saying your carrot's very cute.
Katie.
What's the protocol for copying? Denise is asking.
Copying others. Well, you'll hear. Would you like to answer this question, darling?
Oh, this is a heated topic, Denise.
That is a topic. My head is already on fire.
Yes,
it is so heated. It is
I'll give you a couple of just scenarios. We're not going to, just to say, for example, depends, on your temperament. Some people get, their panties in a bunch for not a lot. Let's say somebody spots clip art on the internet and they're the first that basically takes somebody's clip art, so the true artist, and puts it on a cookie. And then the person that sees the cookie and does that again on another cookie, the person who stole the art from the artist is upset because she didn't get credit for making it into a cookie first. Did that make sense? And so to me, that's a funny argument because you're not the artist. yeah, maybe you were the first to put it on a cookie, but what are you all excited about? Because you didn't draw that. You took it from somebody else. So it's
I
just
actually,
interesting. Some people get very excited about it all, is my point. And once you put it on the internet, you basically don't own it anymore. For us,
well,
we teach. The point of our stuff is for you to copy it, so that when you learn through copying.
I mean, I would get like in the beginning, right? You not even upset, but like I remember years ago I did a bunny, and it was actually a copy of an artist, and I emailed her, Jessie. She still, I think, has beautiful work on Instagram, Jessie something, and I asked her if I could use it on a cookie, and she said yes. So I used it pretty much like not maybe not exactly, but yeah, I did. But I asked the permission first. And yeah, sometimes I mean I have my theory about everything. Like if just because I thought of something doesn't mean that somebody somewhere in the world hasn't thought of the same thing, and maybe they didn't put it up on internet. Maybe they, I don't know. We just have to, let it go.
It's impossible to manage. It's impossible to manage.
It's impossible. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. But if you know, like there is I think it doesn't hurt to ask. Hey, this is what I'm planning on doing. Can I use your design?
Yeah. The thing
If you,
is you can easily give it your own spin. You can easily
yes,
give it your own spin.
yes,
And like
exactly.
if Walt Disney can't manage their art, how is a regular person supposed to do it?
Yeah, it's very, and the inspiration comes in so many different um,
Yes.
directions. So now onto the leaves. So the leaves, this is a piping tip 101S. It's actually, if you haven't used this piping tip, but you are familiar with a pedal tip, it's basically a tiny version of a pedal tip. So you see it has a wide end and narrow end. This is a 103, and it's for roses and the other things. You could also use it to make this exact leaf, but it would be giant.
A
It would be
giant.
a big leaf, okay? Or we can use it to make little ruffles, and things like that. So it's basically the same thing, but mini 101S.
So Sydney put pants on, but I hope you didn't just for us on our account because we're okay.
We are fine. Yes. So let's see if this is coming out correctly.
So Kathy's asking if you eat your cookies.
No, not anymore. Reason being is when we prepare cookies for tutorials, we like I can't have the two batch of my rolled out cookie dough in the fridge for 2 weeks. Well, as I'm thinking, oh, I'll make this, so I have to make a plan. So I make the cookies, and then I'll decorate them a month later.
Yeah,
So
production makes
yeah, so they are stale by the time. If I'm making it for someone, I will decorate them minute I bake them, and then I'll give them package them, and I will give it to someone. But at this point in my life, where I'm not really selling cookies, yeah, that's how this kind of works. Unfortunately,
filming the pictures. They sit for so long,
so long. Yes.
So
So
Carol's
I'm going
asking
to.
a question about how you get your icing to stay wet for so long and not crust. Hers seems to crust much faster than yours.
Um, Try to add some white food coloring that can help with prolonging the wetness. I guess I would say it has some additives in it. Um, it's hard to say because like I don't know like what recipe you use. Also, how thick your royal icing is. If you have how is the temperature around you? Sometimes a heater can really like speed up the crusting. Um,
No, Amber, we're not hiding her. She's not here.
She's under my table here. She's hiding. Amber, get out. Come up. No, she's not here. She will be here. She is
She'll be
going
back
to
on the
be here.
22nd. She'll be back on the
22nd, I
22nd.
believe. She will be here. Yes.
Victoria is asking your biggest order when you were making cookies.
My biggest was, I think it was 600. Thankfully, I didn't have any bigger one. I mean, that killed me. Have you? Did you? And I remember it was the the love statue in the Philly that was the most popular one. 600. Oh, yeah, that was a killer. Did you have any like big
I
orders?
did. I did like maybe 300 or something like that, but I never accepted bigger orders than that. It's when I found it always interesting when you do like get in the hundreds and they want like bulk rebates. Well, there's no rebate for ordering 10,000 cookies because that's just 10,000 times more work. It's not. I don't get the flour any cheaper because I buy a pickup truck full.
I never actually. I mean, maybe once I got a request for a discount, but I never. Even if I did and I explained it, sometimes people don't understand that we are not a. Okay. Very much pens on here. No pens. It's a good thing I am wearing here them today. If you had asked me a couple weeks ago, I don't know. Well, I always wear pants for during the live. I mean, anything can happen. Imagine, like.
Tatin. That sounds good.
Oh, that's what. Oh, I would love that.
Tatin, does that have pears in it? I think.
Is it pears or apples?
Is it apples?
I don't know now, Katie. Okay, Mar, maybe you can help with this.
I don't know honestly, why some people have it and some people don't. It's an interesting thing. That's more the question. I don't know if like the brand of butter could be a contributing factor to butter bleed. Some people.
It's funny because I've had butter bleed. I remember it vividly. 2012. In the summer of 2012, I had everything, like everything, even white cookies, butter bleed, butter bleed, red and dark blue. Maybe it's the food colors. I don't. It's very hard to kind of like really.
I have heard people leave their cookies on paper towels to kind
Yes,
of
yes. I had done that. You turn them upside down like this, the decorating part down, side down, and it
helps leach out
overnight.
the
I
butter.
would do that. I would sometimes do that. It helps to kind of like release the butter or the fat. Oh,
Thanks, Mika, but it's okay.
so now I'm gonna move on.
I take it as a form of flattery depending who. I'll tell you if it's another instructor, it's not so flattering. Because if your thing is that you're saying you're creative and you're putting out ideas, but you're just repackaging somebody else's ideas, less complimentary. If it's people making cookies, yes, I do like that.
So there, should I do it again?
Oh.
Yes. Well, if you know whom to give credit, that's the thing. Sometimes you don't know, like because there are so many people who are reposting and yes, I agree. Yes. But sometimes we don't know. That's why we like you asked, do you know do you know who originally made this? So let's do it another one more time, and I'll so I'm holding the bag with a piping tip. The narrow part is facing out.
Repeat the number again for Kim here.
101S. And I'm basically doing zigzag here. Now, if you are skilled, you will be able to go all the way around, like you could turn it, but it's okay if you stop because like my wrists are so weak, like I'm not gonna break my wrist because I want to finish the cookie. So I'm just gonna continue where I break it off, where I broke it off, okay? And it's okay.
Jeremy's feeling jokey today. He's saying he's questioning why he's wearing pants.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good. Maybe you can Google it. Why am I sitting here with the pants? I wonder if there. I'm pretty sure there is something, somebody. Oh, 400. Somebody who has the same problem.
Did you ice your arm?
Well, it was quite difficult. Oh, should we do that, guys? Do you like that? Maybe once a month we can do some baking. I don't know. It didn't
Not
really. It didn't really do that well in the summer of 2021, right?
mm,
But I am up. I'm totally up for it.
cheaper by the.
Oh, Cheaper by the Dozen is a movie, not a cookie order.
That's right. It's when they wanted rebate because they ordered 12 cookies. Yeah, no, that's not. You're not getting getting a rebate for 12 cookies.
I say this often. I had a customer. She would every Christmas. Her son-in-law loved. Well, doesn't matter. And then suddenly she took my class. I don't know. She just came to the class, and then after the class, she was like, I never understood. Like I didn't realize. She told me she didn't realize this is how much time it takes. She said, "I just thought you do this." Like I'm like, really? That's how it happens? It doesn't happen like that. So she was so appreciative. So sometimes people really just don't know how much time goes into making icing and getting all the things ready, coloring. Yes. Well,
So a
okay,
tarte
so now I'm
tatin
gonna
is
do the mid
apples.
one. I'm sorry?
A tarte tatin is apples.
It's apples, yes.
Carol has to make 1,000 cookies every year for Christmas for a certain individual. Well, I mean, at least they're consistent. You know what's coming. I think it's not a bad thing if you know. It's when those random orders fall on you and you're like, oh God, I thought I was going to be able to live in this week. Like you have to push everything aside.
So if you waited this long, I guess I can do the
You see, she does
daffodils.
the paper towels as well.
So I got my so to make the daffodils, I've made daffodils before, but I used a totally different piping tip, and they were very, very small.
That's right, Kim. It has.
So this is a template that is actually in my coffee shop right now, and it's great also for poinsettia, and I think maybe other um, six uh, 6 point petals, 6 petal flowers. I also prepared. Okay, so let's talk about daffodils. Oops, what did I do? Oh, okay, daffodils. So remember, we always talk about botanical part, like the part of the flowers. So um, I really kind of got a kick out of the trumpet part because it's also called Corona. Do you see that? So here's another one. So I am going to basically omit the pistil or the stamens. We're not going to do those. So I'm just going to do the petals and the trumpet or corona. Okay. And daffodils, they come in different like range of yellow and orange. But I really like them when they're bright, bright orange or yellow, sorry, yellow. And then I did color my icing for the trumpet with a little bit of orange. This is yellow with just a touch of orange. You can see the difference here. So let's get started. So this is a V-shape opening on my piping bag. And I'm gonna pipe it with a seam in the middle here. Should I zoom in?
Yeah. Kathy, we've not really done a lettering live. We should do one. That's a good idea.
Lettering? No, we didn't do lettering.
Bye, Victoria. Good luck with your delivery. Let's hope the person is there. Sometimes Because customers can be very can surprise you.
So I'm actually going to do one line at a time. You could do also two lines at a time. And I'm going to pipe every other petal.
So you're skipping. So you're
Yes,
doing 3.
yes, I'm doing 3 petals for the base. Turning it again now because it's zoomed out, so you can't really see, I guess. Now I'm gonna do this bottom one.
So are you liking this whole sheet decorating?
I do like it for certain flowers. However, it doesn't like for certain flowers. For like I did ranunculus last year. It wouldn't really work as well because you need like this doesn't give you as much control, but it's excellent because it is so freaking fast.
So
So now I'm
Karen,
going
yeah, you
to
can use a piping tip if you have trouble
you
cutting the
could
bag.
use a piping tip, but for whatever reason, I find that the leaf tip. I guess maybe look for a smaller than 352 for these flowers because it comes out too big to my liking.
Too thick, you mean? Like the petals a little too
Too,
thick?
too big, too big, and I'm not able to control. I'm able to like without the piping tip, I'm able to come in really close.
You're too high, and if you want to just nudge it down a bit. You know, the scissors you use, Karen, makes a difference. If you have like, I find like the scissors to cut thread sewing, like they're very small. They're like more precise when you're cutting the ends. There, you have to be like meticulous. It's like very detailed. Because if you do it like with chicken scissors, they're so big and clunky. Sometimes it's not ideal.
What's the problem that
She
you?
has trouble cutting the hole. You know. I'm just saying, if you have a small scissor,
Oh.
it's a little bit easier to get your point.
So there is the first row. And now to make the trumpet, now if you're making these large, I think well
Is it the 352?
well the 352 it's I find 352 for this a little too big. That's just my opinion on this. But smaller leaf tips. You have some smaller leaf tips, right? Oh, Sally, that's so sweet. So I think what's the smaller one? What's one smaller than 352?
I don't know the numbers. I have my smaller ones are PME, and so it's a different number.
So this is a
Let
PME
me look online.
1.5. Initially, I was going to go with this tip. This is as 82. I'm sorry, 81. This is a tip. You see that it's, I don't, can you see? But I find that small round tip works much better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first start, I will pipe a circle, 2 circles on top of each other, and a third one, I'm going to go with my line zigzag. Because if you look at the, if you look at the trumpet, it's like it's ruffled. You see, like there is the edge. It's not a straight edge. So I was trying to, let's see if I can zoom in so you guys can see.
So is it better you let these dry, or just you don't have to?
What do you mean? Yeah. You before you take them off, you have to let them completely dry.
No. To do what you're doing, like step
No,
one.
no. You can go ahead because this is pretty stiff. Like all of this icing is pretty stiff. If you want, you can pipe them all and then do the trumpets. You can't see very well here. It's too dark, so hopefully you'll be able to see. 1, 2, and now I'm gonna go zigzag. 1, 2, and a third.
So you're doing 2 donuts, and then you're basically
Yes,
frosting
2
the
donuts,
donut.
and yes.
Yeah, you're casting a shadow, and it's difficult to see what you're doing.
Yes, I think, yes.
If you
let me
zoomed
see
in
if
a
I
bit,
can-
it might help.
yeah. Oops.
The light will adjust. I think you're yeah, that's better.
Okay. And it's just small back and forth. And then, lucky for you, I've already got some here. I made these earlier today. These, ideally, you want to let them dry overnight, even though they are crusted, and you can, with a palette knife, if you you push the palette knife into the surface, and then you run it under. Now, it looks like it's dry, but let me tell you, it's not fully dry. Oops.
Here, Han, I found this picture.
So for this,
I mean the
66,
66, yeah.
maybe, I don't know. It's very hard to, I mean, like I said, for you, 352 might work. If you make them a little bigger, you can resize them and make them slightly bigger. But I just find that I have more control with the cut, because you have a metal part, right? And it's just, I don't know. I just don't have as much control with it when I'm doing these.
If we just, for those of you that don't have a leaf tip, if you study this image, okay, if you look at the top right, it says 366, at the bottom on the right, 352. So you see that it's a point inwards. And then if you go on the other side, 115 at the bottom left, well, that's the point is like at a different direction. And you see in the center, there's like a notch. It creates like a center vein.
Yes.
That the other one doesn't do. So, and I mean, piping tips aren't that expensive. You can get like a couple and pick the one that you like best. Just an option.
Okay, so you can, and then on Tuesday, because on Tuesday I'm also going to be in a hot seat, and I will be using these to decorate something. Okay, if you don't have orange to color your yellow with a little bit of orange, you could leave it yellow, and then maybe if you have some petal dust, orange petal dust, you could later, or you could even airbrush it if you wanted to.
Or a little speck of red.
Or a little, yes, exactly, a little bit of red. Another thing you can do, you can let the base dry, the 6 petals, let it dry, and then do the trumpet, and then dust it with some sanding sugar, which will add some,
make some interest, yeah.
Yeah, some interest. Or you could also add a dot, and maybe dot in the center, and add some nonpareils for the, what are they called, stamens and all the little parts. Okay. So otherwise, I think these are pretty doable, very easy. And if you are making them larger, I was going to say, if you decide to make them on a larger scale, for the trumpet part, I would also suggest using a small star tip and go around with a small star tip, which will also create a different kind of look and texture, and that ruffled design. So when you cut the V, do you cut between the seams or across them? Now, I've seen a lot of different ways of cutting well, 2 ways basically, cutting the leaf tip. Now, I've tried the other way, when you cut it into a basically point, but I struggle with that. So what I do, I usually cut across first. So I cut a straight line across, and this way I'm creating basically two corners. And then you can take your scribe, and you obviously want to do it in the center, and you can kind of poke it so you can see a little dot there, so you know where to start, where to stop cutting. And if you can see, this is, I mean, I'm having a hard time seeing it here under the light. And there. And then I don't pipe the leaves this way. You have to fill the bag and you pipe them this way. I like to have the seam on the seam there, not
So
on
the
the bottom,
seam
but on the top. The seam actually creates you see like here that little seam, it creates.
because that plastic is harder.
Yes, that plastic is harder because it's I think it's heat sealed, right? So it's like double, and it creates a kind of a middle vein in the leaf. So
They're very, very pretty, hand. Wonderful for spring. Very, very nice.
exactly. So if you want to tune in on Tuesday, I will be using these two. I don't know what else I will be decorating, but I will decorate something springy with these.
They're going to be more like Mother's Day-ish or Easter-ish?
I think probably Mother's Day-ish. I think I'm going to move away from Easter. Easter is in a couple of weeks, 17th. So I think Mother's Day, and maybe I'm thinking I'm leaning towards the moss and the yellow, green and yellow. It's very nice, and maybe some wood texture or wood something. I don't know. I haven't decided. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live. So we did basically 3 projects. So if you are just joining us, you can rewatch the live. I showed you how to make these lovely, simple, basic carrot cookies. You can find a template for the decorating template for the plaid in my coffee shop. We also made this giant carrot and also lovely, here, I'm gonna put them here, daffodils.
Beautiful. That's great, hand.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Whew, I'm done. Any ideas for Passover? Okay, well, when is Passover? It's before Easter, right?
Not 100%.
Ooh, Mother's Day house with a brick and moss on it with the flowers. That would be cute. Yes, that would be very cute. All right, guys. So we will be back on Tuesday, and I will be decorating. And I hope you have a great weekend and try to enjoy yourself and get out of the house.
Put some pants on already.
Please wear the pants when you do get out of the house.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.